Women's defense groups. The women's defense groups, Italian, Gruppi di difesa della donna, were a women's support organization active during the Italian resistance. The groups were created in Milan in November 1943 on the initiative of the Italian Communist Party. The full original name of the groups was Women's Defense Groups for Assistance to Freedom Fighters. History. The groups were launched as a result of a meeting between women of different political backgrounds. These included communists Giovanna Barcellona, Lina Fibi and Caterina Piccolato, socialists Laura Conti and Lena Merlin, actionists Social Democrats Elena Dreher and Ada Gotti, and women active in the Giustizia e Libertà Justice and Freedom movement. Republican and Catholic women were also involved, as were women with no previous political or ideological commitments. The groups spread mainly in the center-north. Some scholars attribute this to the clothing typically worn by Italian women in that area, which was said to make women more ready to act on their own and to have greater civic awareness. Initially, the intent was for the women in the groups to play supporting roles in resistance efforts. It wasn't long, though, before they began to take on leadership roles in the areas of information distribution, propaganda, orders, and ammunition activities. Some women also participated as gapistas, directly taking up arms. Ada Gotti was one of the first to criticize the use of the word assistance in the name of the groups. In 1944, a formulation of the organization's goals that was more geared to activities that, broadly speaking, fostered the emancipation of women took shape. In Turin, the GDG were primarily organized in factories in groups of about 10 workers. They met in private homes and were given practical instructions on topics including how to carry out factory sabotage, typing, telegraphy, and first aid. Women's newspaper was published. It was called Noi Donne, Our Women, after the title used in the Spanish and Paris Wars in 1937. In Milan, the groups were organized by Irma Brambilla, Isle Radis, and Lydia Salvano. The meetings were always held in different places, in the interest of avoiding detection, and almost always on Sunday morning. Impromptu rallies in the factories came about when a young woman from one area went, during her lunch break, to a factory where some companions had already been notified that a rally would occur. There, she would lead a rally in the shortest possible time and then disappear. Movies and documentaries. In 2016, a documentary film known Di Battaglia Donna Battle Name, Woman, directed by Daniel Seger, was released. It showcased stories of several of the surviving WDG activists from the Piedmont region.